It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles under the lights on Sunday night.
This time of year in Philly, you know what to expect. Cold temps, and we've got them. But the skies are clear tonight at Lincoln Financial Field. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
It's an old-school battle in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. The Eagles and the Steelers are underway. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Out come the Eagles for the first time, and the man in charge at quarterback in his fifth year now, Jalen Hurts.
Tremendous production in college at two different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
Hurts throwing right away. And his first pass is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Play action. Here's Hurts. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the option left, it's Hurts. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
17 yards and a first down for Philly.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be done.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack. They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack. They'll make that a second sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
So the new-look Steelers offense headed out for their first drive, led by a man in his 13th NFL season now. First is a Steeler, Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous mix of skills, the ability to throw from the pocket and extend plays and throw on the run. Not to mention an absolute winner. Usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
First carry for Najee Harris. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Well, this is caught by Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Second down and 4. Here's Wilson. He'll find Williams on the slant. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 21. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Harris running straight ahead. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Here we go now on first and goal. Harris, touchdown, Pittsburgh. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end, then come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt? Turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Oh, some strong running. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley will get this up to about the 44.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And this is going to be an Eagles first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
A first down carry for Barkley. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. This pass hauled in by Dotson. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away. Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
They hand this off to Harris. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. From the shotgun, Wilson. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the give, this is Harris. Shoves him aside. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and are controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Now a give, running left is Harris. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Wilson now off the bootleg. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. That's big Jordan Davis powering in to drop him. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 60 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Well, they've gotten it down to the 3, but now this is 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And the first play will be a field goal try. This a 27-yard attempt here. Boswell's kick is good. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Hurts. Complete. Smith has it. And Devontae going to pick up the Eagles' 1st down as he's up to the 44-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Alex Highsmith. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Here's Hurts to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line. A big play there for Philly. And even 40 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive. And finally, I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him. Made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts on target to Dallas Goedert. And the Eagles are back within a score. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. gets to the outside. They give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards. And boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So this drive spans 7 plays.
And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Najee Harris and the rest of this offense work their way back onto the field.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
And this is going to be a Steelers first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
Now Wilson.
That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Now it's Wilson. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another, because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down.
Well, you can absolutely feel the thought process there. They just gave up the touchdown. So in the huddle, they're telling each other, you don't want to give it back now on a 3-and-out. Nice job of making sure that they wouldn't, and they pick up the first down.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Wilson. Flushed out right. And smartly going into the slide there, Wilson has enough for the first. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. On the ground, it's Harris. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 80 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Here's Wilson to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
Jalen Carter.
Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now Wilson.
And that is incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Opening carry of the game for Cordero Patterson. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. Boswell's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. The long drive last time out for this offense, Charles, if you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Second down, here's Barkley again.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 straight runs of 5 yards, 1st and 10.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
Quick slant here to Smith.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Yeah, offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in a game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
Najee Harris and the Steeler offense set to go to work once again.
He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend.
Pass complete. George Pickens with it.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. Throwing is Wilson.
Finding Pickens for another catch.
2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. It was Josh Sweat who got him down on the defensive side. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Now it's Wilson.
He's got this to Pickens.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Here's Wilson. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. To throw is Wilson. And that's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. They'll run with Harris. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away.
And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10.
From the gun, it's Hurts. That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who could make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
Over the middle here to Brown. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15.
Here comes third down at 7.
He'll look to throw.
And he is caught.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Hurts fumbles it. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Throwing is Hurts. To the sideline and incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
That one downfield for Dotson.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We got a fine first half out of the former Alabama man, Najee Harris. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. Past midfield. Still going. One man to beat. And he will score. Touchdown, Steelers.
And talk about taking words and bringing them to life. At halftime, I will guarantee you in their locker room, they talked about pressing the kicking game because you can get an advantage if you do it right, and they just did.
Russell Wilson now will bring his guys up to go for 2. They're going to run it with Harris. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. And no doubt one of the most, if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game. The kick return all the way to the end zone for 6 points. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Eagles offense back out, getting set for this next drive. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Motion left, Smith. Here's a fake on the jet sweep as they'll go instead with Barkley.
He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
They'll look to throw. And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
91 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Wilson. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
A give to Harris. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
Now, that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
And they'll start with great field position, trying to get back into this one. It's 1st and 10 here.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
from the gun, a give to Gainwell.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Alex Highsmith there on the tackle.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right, he's pretty much been completely neutralized.
Hurts sets up to throw it. He'll give up 6 yards there on the loss, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. This from 54 yards away. The kick by Elliott is good, and that lead is back down to 9 now. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Here comes the Pittsburgh Steelers and running back Najee Harris.
He is knocking on the door for 100 yards in this ball game.
And it's so important. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. Just short of it, a little bit over. A little bit over feels better to everyone. Offensive line, running back, team totals, just something magical about breaking that barrier.
Yeah, he's right there on the doorstep now. Flush to his right. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. They run with Harris.
And he'll get a couple up to the 29.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Barkley.
Oh, what a move.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Here's Hurts to throw. Throw right side complete to Dotson.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Hurts.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Cameron Sutton, and he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field.
Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
They run with Harris. The great move couldn't free him. Taken down at the 10. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on 2nd down.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Now Wilson. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
Milton Williams in there to drop him, and that is the 7th time tonight that he has gone down.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Here's Wilson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Now Hurts on the option right.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards that time, and a 1st down on the keeper.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there, and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter action from Philadelphia, PA.
Barkley, inside handoff.
And maybe shades of the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
He's going deep for Brown.
He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
A.J. Brown, 59 yards. And the Eagles have cut it back within a score.
Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that will get him one closer. 5 plays there on that drive.
And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown.
After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. A lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
Now they fake the jet sweep there and a run instead with Harris.
Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's second down.
From the 42-yard line, here's second down and 7.
Wilson.
He finds Pickens over the middle.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and now it's 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Play action. Now Wilson. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Wilson in the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Trying to find Barkley on the out route, and he's got him.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They've got to go thank the guys on D.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
It's Barkley once again bringing in the catch.
And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. No gain on the play. And that's going to bring up second down. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And some room to work. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
Well, that was a pretty good time for his first catch of the ball game, and it turned into a huge play as well. He's certainly not been a central part of this passing game so far in this one, but he made his presence felt there. A big pickup on 3rd down.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete.
So it looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
To throw on 2nd and 10.
Hurts.
And he comes back with one complete. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. The Eagles on third down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Back to throw again. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. They'll run with Barkley. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Saquon Barkley denied on 4th down. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. 2nd and 9.
Throwing is Wilson.
That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth.
And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Dancing to his left. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
It's getting cold in here, partner, because it looks like he's trying to ice this one away. Yeah, I know, bad dad joke, but what the heck, right? Scrambling for that first after the D blanketed his receivers, that's a backbreaker for the defense. They finish this drive off with 6, and this one could be over.
Now run straight ahead with Warren. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, front 5, whatever you...
Rush coming, and he's taken down. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
And now what's this? They fake the spike. He'll throw it. But it's not going to work. He'll go down, and they got him.
Zach Bond drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Man open left side is Brown. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 6.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. They're going to look to throw.
Oh, he's going to look downfield for Barkley. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Oh, man, late in a tight ball game, every play so critical, you feel like you've got to find a way to come up with that football. That was put in a great spot, but it just didn't want to stick in his hands. That's a big letdown.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Steelers' offense and running back Najee Harris set to take over once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They'll start on the ground with Harris.
Their defense got to stop, force the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
3rd and 4.
Now it's Wilson.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Harris running straight ahead. 115 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And this pass broken up. The contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and the offense will come back out deep in their own territory.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 13. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Partner, everything that happened before that fumble was great. Good vision, navigated the open field, got good chunk yardage. At that point, if you see a defender coming, though, just step out of bounds. Don't risk all you picked up before the hit to just try and get an extra yard or two.
Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. They'll be hoping to work a little clock and try to add on to this slim 4th quarter lead. But whatever happens on this drive, certainly a huge fumble recovery by their defense at this juncture.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Zach Bond there on the tackle. 2nd and 10.
Now a toss play. It's Harris. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. To throw is Wilson.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
I like what they tried to do there. Tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a first down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
Boswell's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Eagles' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest, and this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts.
This will be caught by Brown. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Throwing again on 2nd down.
Hurts into space at the 45.
And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
He's going deep for Brown. And he's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Eagles have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th.
But they certainly aren't afraid to dial up the long ball, and fans dig the long ball. And they absolutely needed it, and guess what? They got it. How about that?
And now a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
Hurts will throw.
Buying time to his left. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
A little less than 90 seconds to go. This will be an onside kick. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
The Steelers ready to take over on offense.
And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
They got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Throwing now is Wilson. Forced out to his left. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation. One final kneel down here as it comes inside the 40-second mark, and that should be enough to put this one on ice. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Philly.